Welcome to the Madison County Board of Education meeting for November the 13th. It's now 6 p.m. and we'll begin the meeting. We're glad all of you are here. We've got a good crowd. I can't wait to see what we're going to see at the showcase. First is on to do our vision. Ms. Burford, do you care to read that?
Sure. Madison County Schools, in partnership with the community, strives to equip educators and students with the skills to lead by example, develop and speak with a unique voice, and explore their academic curiosity to make a positive impact in our community and our world.
Thank you, Ms. Burford. Next, Mr. Neely, we have our showcase.
All right, tonight we welcome students from Shannon Johnson Elementary Student Technology Leadership Program, or STLP for short. They will be talking about what STLP is, what it looks like at Shannon Johnson, how students have grown in the knowledge of technology and leadership skills in sharing projects they are currently working on. Students presenting tonight are Carson Bonar, Chloe Lamb, Justin Williams, Natalie Wilds, Judah Blankenship, and Sawyer Thomas. They are joined by their leader, Zoe Burdett. And Mr. Shockley, y'all welcome.
Thank you all for having us tonight. We appreciate it. Proud of these students and the work that they put in during their after-school time with Miss Burdett. They've got a great little presentation to show you here. They've worked hard. They're going to talk about some of their achievements that they had last year and then what they're working on for this year.
All right, thank you.
Good evening. We are from Shannon Johnson Elementary, STLP, 2025 through 2026. We hope you like it.
Pull that mic down. There you go.
What is STLP? STLP stands for Student Technology Leadership Program. STLP is not your average extracurricular. It helps kids understand more about the technology, and use it. And it helps kids understand technology and use it in limitless ways. That is what STLP is.
What STLP looks like. STLP looks like a program where we can make digital projects like flyers, videos, t-shirts, logos, and more. Also, we have the opportunity to go to the STLP state competition to compete or attend. We go against other schools around the state and work alongside them in challenges.
Some facts about STLP are projects are used to spread positivity, and STLP projects are valuable. Students also get practical experience on how to use technology safely. There are 5 levels in STLP, and students get vibrant learning.
This is what we are up to. We have made a project called SJE Flight and conducted interviews with teachers and staff. The goal of it is to see how we can make SJE staff members known and appreciated to the community. We work on creative digital arts projects to get a chance to compete in the Madison County Tech Extravaganza. We had 2 group projects placed last year. We are preparing for our presentation to submit in level.
SJE Flight. At the STLP state competition in April at Rep Arena, we placed best in level 2 group. We were recognized on KET and received an award. We interviewed Mr. Bailey, our gym teacher, Mr. Shockley, our principal, Miss Bunch, one of our kindergarten teachers, and Mr. Jim, our janitor.
CDA. CDA stands for Creative Digital Arts. These are projects that one person or multiple people can do. 3D design, infographic, podcast, multimedia mashup, documentary, book cover, and so much more. This past year, we submitted a book cover, infographic, documentary, PSA video, podcast, and multimedia mashup. Here's some examples. These are examples of a book cover and an infographic for last year.
Challenges. In the challenges, you use robots, coding, and etc. More. In the challenges, students of all grade levels can join. This is what STLP has done for us. It helps me with my confidence. STLP helps me to learn in the technology world.
It helps me to make more friends.
It has helped us improve our public speaking skills.
STLP helps me understand STEM and creating tech projects.
These are photos from STLP 2024 through 2025 at the state competition at our booth in Lexington, Kentucky. Here are some photos from last school year when we went to STLP State. These are some new members, Judah and Sora. They have been helping us so much.
Scan the QR code to keep updated with our new YouTube channel. Also, we have an SJE Facebook page.
Thank you. Very nice.
Very good. We'll keep that QR code up there so that they want to scan.
Yeah.
the
And what
next couple
grade is
days.
this? What grade is this?
Fourth and fifth grade.
Wow.
Y'all are awesome. Yeah, congratulations. That's great.
Great, a YouTube channel.
Is it back at Rep Arena again this year?
Yes, it'll be in April. So we are working on our level 1 project next week during the school day. There's a time slot, and a couple members will get to present to state level judges. So that'll be our ticket whether or not we go to state.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
Wow.
You had a lot of-
Great job.
Hopefully we'll announce,
great.
hopefully we'll announce Shannon Johnson as winners come May. Great job. Thank you.
Good job, guys.
How smart.
That is good.
I think they have a title to defend too, if I heard them right.
Yep.
Okay, so now, Ms. Tammy, do we have anybody from the audience? Okay, thank you. Moving on to our consent agenda. These are items that the board sees regularly and are familiar with. Items to be approved tonight on the consent agenda are approve the minutes of the October 16th, 2025 meeting, claims, superintendent's personnel actions, leaves of absence, technology surplus, out-of-state field trips, the Madison Southern Dance Team trip to Orlando, Florida, January the 28th through 2026 to February 3rd, 2026, the Madison Southern High School JROTC trip to Washington, D.C. on April the 2nd through the 6th of 2026, the Madison Southern High School FFA trip to Auburn, Alabama and Savannah, Georgia on April the 6th through the 11th of 2026. The Madison Southern High School girls basketball trip to Orlando, Florida on December the 28th, 2025 through January 1st, 2026. The Madison Southern High School cheer team trip to Orlando, Florida on January 28th through February the 3rd, 2026. The Madison Southern High School band trip to Westchester, Ohio on January 24th, 2026. The Ignite South Welding Diesel trip to Nashville, Tennessee on December the 5th, 2025. The Clark Morris Middle School 7th and 8th grade band trip to Atlanta, Georgia on April the 24th through the 26th of 2025. Is that 2026? 2026. The Madison Middle School Band and Chorus trip to Mason, Ohio on May 1st through the 2nd of 2026. Are there any questions? If not, I need a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Burford. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Cobb. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Next, we have our monthly reports. Instruction report is at first Jeff Mounts, our principal at Kingston Elementary School, and Monica Stacy, principal at Madison Kindergarten Academy.
I wouldn't take offense. Everybody left before you.
We don't need that competition. Jonathan killed it.
We're kind of sorry. We're kind of going after such.
Yeah.
Good evening. I'm Monica Stacy. I am the principal of Madison Kindergarten Academy. And Mr. Mounts and I are going to talk to you all a little bit about some of the work we're doing in our buildings to increase active student engagement and what that kind of looks like across not just a sole kindergarten building and early childhood, but how it matriculates all the way up through 5th grade. So for us at the Kindergarten Academy, we've really focused a lot of work in increased rigor this year with our instruction, which we have determined really constitutes increase in active student engagement. And for us, with early learners, it's not just about teaching them one way to engage and making them accountable for that, but it's teaching them all of the different ways they can engage with their learning. So that way they'll be successful as they go through each grade level at each level. So we as a staff have done some research on a couple of student engagement activities we really want to focus on, and they are predominantly with opportunities to respond. So we want to have less scaffolds of support where teachers are doing the work for students, and we want to give that ownership to students. So giving them more opportunities to be able to actively participate and share information about their learning. And so we've done as a staff multiple things with wait time, different ways students can engage with doing an answer, teaching them from raising your hand, that initial thing that we all remember in school, to making a gesture so everybody is ready but nobody is waiting, talking to their peers using some collaborative classroom kind of structures like Kagan, and then also being able to agree and disagree in a way that is appropriate in the classroom, knowing that you don't always have to agree with what your friend answers because sometimes they're wrong. And you have to be able to be strong enough in your learning to be able to talk for yourself and what your learning is. So we've set up some different structures where staff are going into each other's room, doing peer observations, doing timing, making tally marks to see how many times students get to respond. How are teachers choosing to call on students? Is there equity across the opportunities for that? Is the wait time long enough that our students who might need a little bit longer to process, they might be a little nervous, that they might not be correct, so they're not quick to raise a hand or quick to answer, just to kind of ensure and then share that with each other. It seems to be giving us a bigger bang for our buck when our teachers are doing that work together, instead of just giving them an article to read and then talking about how that could look in our building. Having real actionable research where evaluation is removed from that, and it really is just about how we can grow kids at an accelerated rate, close any gaps that we have, and have them be ready for that next grade level when they move on to our feeder school. So, and Mr. Mounts is going to talk a little bit about how the work we do in a kindergarten grade level really helps support the learning and student engagement as they matriculate through 1st through 5th grade.
Yeah, thank you. So we kind of have like 3 spheres when it comes to like engagement. So there's kind of a behavioral side, kind of emotional support side, and then obviously the cognitive. And so it really starts with the behavioral piece. That's the easy one to identify, if you're actually, paying attention, and so what we do with some of our older kids is we use the acronym SLANT. So it's sit up, lean in, ask questions, nod, show interest, track the speaker with your eyes. So that way we know that you're physically like listening to what's going on. That's a pretty easy one to gauge, completing assignments, are you studying, doing homework? So those are kind of the low hanging fruit when it comes to engagement. Those are a little bit easier. So then tied to that also, we kind of have like the emotional side. Do you feel plugged in? Do you have relationships in the building? We do what we call grab and gab for some of our students that, that aren't, we have a lot of transient students. So we're trying to make sure that they have these people in place where they have someone to talk to. They have someone checking in on them. It also helps with attendance, and which again pulls into that, that engagement piece where you feel like that somebody's checking in on you. So whenever I'm gone for a few days, or I know that you have a ball game, or hey, how did this go last night? Or I know y'all had that going on. And so it's really about just making those connections and relationships. I think we can all reflect back onto some of our favorite teachers. It wasn't so much the subject, it was a relationship that you would build with that person where it's like, you know what, this person cares about me. And so then that helps lean into the engagement. It's easier to be engaged in a situation where you feel like that there's a connection there. We also, when we have new students, we try to make sure that they have a buddy, friends, and so you kind of have, more than just the typical, when you think of engagement, it's during the lesson, and we'll get to that part at the end. But you have this stuff that you have to front end load before we even get there to where they feel safe. Have they been fed? You got to get all these other things in place. But then obviously You have actually on the emotional side. So with CCI, one of the things that everybody does is we still have, which is the cognitive, coaching piece, or the continuous classroom improvement. Sorry, I mixed up some acronyms there. But so it's one of the first things they do is a mission statement. So in all of our rooms, there'll be a mission statement where it's like, hey, here's what we believe in this room, and they've all signed off on it. And again, it just kind of helps build that community. But then you go to the cognitive side, which is the hardest part sometimes to, gauge how engaged you are, because you can be there physically and I can be nodding, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm engaged in the lesson. So it always starts with dynamic lessons. You have to be prepared from a teacher standpoint to come in and you have to draw them in. If you're just up there, Bueller, where, that's just not going to get us there, and so it's a different situation where, these kids are used to all this stuff outside of school. Their video, their brain moves faster than my brain moves. And if I don't have the ability to engage them early on, we're going to lose them. Another thing we look at is student choice. When now every day can't be a student choice situation, but we still do plus deltas where after we're done with a unit, we have time for them to reflect on and say, hey, what were some things that you really enjoyed? Or some things you didn't like as much? Is there some things, can we have some movement? And again, whenever you feel like that someone is taking your opinion into consideration, it just helps, again, with that engagement part. We still do a lot of Kagan structures, which is cooperative learning. So they're meeting with, they have shoulder partners, face partners. They get up and think, pair, share. They're doing these things to where it is very difficult to be disengaged cognitively if you're if you have somebody that's, that you're a partner that you're working with. And so, again, we're just trying to find ways to make sure that they feel like they're plugged in, and it'd be very difficult to just sit there and nod and not be, plugged in. Because again, it's hard. You have some kids that, you think that they're there, and then when you look at an assessment, you're like, all right, maybe we need to circle back on this. And then the last one, and this is kind of an easy one, but we have to randomize who's called whenever there's questioning. Again, like if I know that the super smart kid beside me, they're going to answer every question, I don't have to really pay that much attention to what's going on because I can kind of lean on that. And so, so that's just some easy things that we do. But again, it's just more just building that sense of community, and I think that helps on the engagement side.
Good.
Sounds good.
Good.
You're welcome.
I thought you were going to use me as an example as a super smart person.
I bet you whoever sat beside you was like, thank goodness.
Yeah, buddy.
Right.
Put him in a assigned seat is what they were saying.
Put him in that front row.
Yeah.
There he goes again with
That's
the.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like the Bueller thing too. So yeah, shows us our age.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Thank you all very
Appreciate it.
much.
Okay, moving on. Next is our construction report with Jonathan Smith of Branscombe Construction. Will present an update on our new Madison Middle project and our new Waco Elementary project. Also the geothermal wells and Foley Madison Southern renovation. Where you got it going
We
on?
got several to report on, so we'll give you a quick report for Madison Middle. We're getting close to the end. You can see from last time, the final coat of paving's down, striping's done. That's the lower parking lot down at the sports field. So that got finished up this past few weeks. I think that was the day we actually had a little snow on the ground. It was a cold day when we took those pictures. This is the track itself. You can see the grass is coming in really good. They're keeping it mowed and it's coming in really good. They're dressing up those final areas. Actually, I was over there before I came here, and Allen Company was actually working down there dressing up around the track and some of those areas. So they're getting some of those areas dressed up before winter. The weather's kind of caught us on a few things outside, but we're continuing to push ahead when we have good days. This is just another picture going up. As you're going up through there, all the parking's in, that striping's down. You can see as you go through there, it's nice new blacktop, new striping. So it really makes it nice for the parents circling around through there going to the building. This is down at the sports field. They've got those floors. Actually, when I left, painters getting ready to start painting these floors. They were cleaning in the last few days, getting them scrubbed, polished, so that they can start putting paint on the floors in the locker room and in the concession area. So they're actually working on it tonight. They were going to stay down there and paint tonight. This is one of the restrooms. Again, that one's been cleaned, got paint on the walls. They're going to start getting those floors painted in the next few days. So we're getting close to the end on a lot of that stuff. The sports fields, like I said, the rains kind of held that a little bit, but they're actually out there working when I left. So there's not a lot of daylight during the day, but they're taking advantage of every chance they get. So they're working on those now over at Madison Middle. So any questions on Madison Middle?
I was by there yesterday and drove back. It's amazing. It's beautiful. There was a gazillion people out there working, but the grounds, the school, it's just beautiful.
Mhm.
Y'all
It
done
is.
such a nice job.
It's good. It's a good looking building. Good
Yeah.
stuff. Waco, we poured the first section of slab at Waco. This is one of the classroom areas. We got slab poured week before last. This picture was taken, and I'll show you how much it's changed just in a few days. Blocks going up. So they're already laying block. A lot of the plumbing's going in. That's one of the restroom banks there off of one of those classroom areas. So a lot of that rough end plumbing's going in. We're getting it inspected as we go and getting those areas prepped and ready. They're actually going to pour the slab for the gym tomorrow if the weather allows. So a lot of the areas we're getting concrete in. This is just another one of the classroom areas and restrooms. They've got a lot of the plumbing roughed in. You can see most all the foundation block is in. As we get slab poured, like you saw in that one wing, you're going to start bringing walls up. They've got a pretty good crew of masons out there, and we're laying block on all the pretty days, trying to get ahead of the cold weather and get this block up. We got part of the steel going to start arriving in the next week or so. So as we're getting block up in the gym, once that slab's poured, we'll start setting the steel for those tall walls in gym, and that will start going up. So this is just another shot of one of those classroom areas. You can see that block going up. They're getting those laid up, setting door frames as we go. So this is that's the gym area. That's where they were prepping it to get it ready to pour. They were getting the plastic down on it, and they'll get the wire mesh down. You can see the stone bases down, but they're getting that prepped ready for the pour on the gym. So coming right along at Waco.
Mhm.
Any questions on Waco?
No, it's good to see it going up though.
Hopefully the weather won't slow
Well,
them
it's still
down.
digging down, but now we're
Sure
going up.
does, to some degree.
The geothermal project, of course, we started down at Foley and Southern. The areas where the lines run up to the building, those are all in. Everything's been inspected. You can see the paving's been patched back in those areas. This is running across to the back of Foley. Those are all in. That area has been patched back. You can see there, they've got their fence set up, topsoil strip. This is where the geothermal well field will go. They're going to start drilling next week on the wells at Foley and Southern. So that'll be the first place we'll drill. And then when we get done here, we'll go to Whitehall. So we've got all the main lines run up to the building. That was done. That's all been paid back. And now we'll start drilling wells there at Foley and Southern. So they'll be underway. They've got you see all their grout sitting there ready to start grouting wells as they bring those up there at Foley and Southern. So it's coming right along. As far as just Foley and Southern, of course, we bid most of the package. I think you've got one package y'all to approve tonight, one other contract, and that will have all contractors on board. We're working on submittals for Foley and Southern. Of course, the way we planned this was to get a lot of this upfront paperwork stuff done. So when January hits, we've got material here, stuff's approved, we're ready to go. So that's what although you've not been seeing work go on, there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes with a lot of paperwork, submittals, getting units ready, getting stuff here ready to go, starting in January. So that's kind of
So
what's
this should
going
be
on.
the last winter we have to deal with that LNG system that's caused all the
At
trouble.
Foley and, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, we got the other elementaries to do later, but yes, Foley,
For this one.
it'll be this last one.
This was the major.
That's the big one, yeah.
Yeah.
It's set to be done in August. Start January, be done in August.
I didn't
We got a
know
lot
how
of work to do at
that
Foley and
works.
Southern, but we got
That's
all
good.
those areas to renovate.
We can make it through the winter.
It's supposed to be a bad winter.
I probably just jinxed us.
Any questions?
No,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank
thank you. Okay, now we'll move into Tony Thomas with Clock Filter Semicar. Will present our construction report.
Well, good evening. And actually, Jonathan did just such a good job on the projects that we're working on together. I don't really have anything to add to the construction projects. We are in design, of course, on the Whitehall, one of the elementaries that you were talking about, and we'll meet next week to go over design develop to make sure everybody's on the same page and try to bid that somewhere, in beginning of next year to get that construction going. And just last month and this month, just to make you feel better about this money that you're spending, I will also add that at Foley and Southern and Whitehall and some of these other projects.
Do you mean Waco? Because you're confusing me with Whitehall. We're not doing any construction at Whitehall. are we?
Whitehall's
It's in-
coming up next.
It's,
Oh,
After
oh, you're talking about the. Okay.
I'm sorry, in design.
Sorry. I'm
Yeah.
thinking, oh my gosh.
Sorry.
have I totally
And maybe I
misread?
didn't make that clear. Now, those
Okay,
were the construction
sorry.
projects that he did. In design, we're actually working on the Whitehall project for the HVAC, some of the LG stuff that we're talking about replacing.
I apologize.
And I
I'm
was,
sorry.
that's fine, that's
Okay.
fine. Make sure we're all on the same page at the same time.
Yeah.
I was
But
thinking,
that's the
maybe
one that
you
we're
didn't
gonna-
throw out Whitehall.
Yeah, that's the one that we're going to have a design meeting on next week to make sure that we're all on the same page in design development. And that'll come back to the board at some point to approve final plans and go out to bid as well. And Branscome's working on that one as well. But I was just going to add in the money that you're spending to maybe make you feel better about it is to understand that actually there's parts of these buildings that have never been renovated that are part of this project, like Southern. This project that you just did, there's large parts of Southern that is all, project or parts of the school that were never HVAC renovated. So a good chunk of that money is going towards first renovation of those HVAC. Same thing at Whitehall, that whole gymnasium, 4-classroom addition, library, that area has never been renovated. And that's going to be part of the renovation as well. So your money is going towards some of the newer renovation as well. So.
Which we would have had to have done those renovations
Oh, it's time.
anyway.
It's time.
Yeah.
Next year, those projects basically end up on the DFP.
Mhm.
So as you're doing these projects, it will have been their time to be on the district facility plan, which is 30 years.
Yeah.
But you're going to be taking care of these. They may never have to hit DFP.
Yes.
And that's it for my construction report. And design as well.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you. Moving into our monthly financial report, we have Mark Woods, our CFO. He will be presenting.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hey, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
He paused like.
Long pause.
Wow. Tough crowd tonight.
You're still competing with.
Yeah, STLP
Yeah.
raised the bar, brother.
Yeah. I thought I was still riding away from my budget report. Wow. All right, so we'll get started with the bank reconciliation. As of October 31st, district ended with a reconciled balance of $108,818,599.07. You can see it's kind of close to where we were last year because of the construction money. That's where the differences are. We're just in a different phase. We brought money in because we've got some projects on the front end right now with Waco. The timing of it, we had our bond money come in and we're holding it, and now we're starting to really kick off. So we'll see that balance start dropping down due to that. Of the reconciled balance, district has $23,740,990.65 in investments. That will be fluctuating right now. You probably noticed on the report, I made a couple of notes that we had some bonds that had matured and we were bringing them back in, just timing of when they came in from the bank versus the end of the month. They came in, we got deposited first part of this month. We started bringing a few of those in with the government shutdown. I wanted to make sure the cash flow was plentiful. We didn't know how long that was going to last. Now we should be seeing some of our money from federal because we've been floating Title I, food service, some other things, some JROTC funds. We were still paying instructors, but they weren't cutting checks back to us for their portion. So we should see some of that come back in. I can start looking more now at investments. We'll have tax money coming in. So that first check comes in. We usually get about 75% of our money up front, and that's due to mortgages that escrow. So they're required to pay and get the discount. So we get a big chunk of our money up front. I try and manage that and invest it to come due over different parts of the year. So we'll start, I'm in negotiations right now on some of that about rates and talking about what we can get, what our best options are. In addition, you had your balance sheet and revenue and expense report for the month of October. We're tracking where we should be. A little bit down on revenue just because some of our federal revenue got paused and we were floating that for a while. So we'll catch back up as those funds start flowing back in. Any questions?
No? Okay. So now moving on to our action agenda, we will need to approve the monthly financial reports
So
as
moved.
presented.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Brock, second by Mr. Rutherford. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll put him up against anybody in the state when it comes to.
Okay, so just to let y'all know, the action agenda, we've received these ahead of time. We got this last week. We've had a chance to ask questions, review it, and then we just kind of go through this. So next is to approve the change orders for Madison Middle School project. We need, and there's a lot on here, but okay.
We're listening.
All right. The motion would be to approve the following change orders for Madison Middle School project. Change order number 1 to Baston Painting LLC for $3,964. Change order number 3 to Central Kentucky Glass Company for $160. Change order number 1 to Dant Edge for a credit of $11,500. Change order number 2 to Frame Mechanical Contractors for a credit of $5,280.06. Change order number 3 to Frame Mechanical Contractors for $3,379.99. Change order number 2 to HD Construction LLC for a credit of $1,789.49. Change order number 5 to Rising Sun Development Company for $7,069.55. Change order number 6 for Rising Sun Development Company for a credit of $4,100. Change order number 2 for Spectra Contract Flooring for a credit of $3,964. Change order number 23 for Spectra Contract Flooring for a credit of $160. Change order number 1 for Toad Vine Enterprise for $2,739. And change order number 4 for Blue Sky Electric Company for a credit of $21,106.34 for a net total credit amount of $30,587.35. Do we have a motion? Yeah.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Cobb. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Burford. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Next is 7C to approve our change order 01 for Great Lakes Hotel Supply for the credit amount of $47,197 for the new Waco Elementary School project. Do we need to know anything about that?
This is kitchen supplies.
Yeah,
We're not opening a hotel.
Hotel.
I know. I was
Can
like,
you go
what
into
in
that
the
a little
world?
bit, Jonathan?
Yeah, that was the changes of the kitchen swap when Tony met with Ms. Carmichael.
Of what we wanted.
What we're working through, and that was all the change on the kitchen.
Perfect.
Chris.
Credit of 47,000. That's what we like to
Will you
credit.
take
I like
that
the
off?
credit.
Yes.
Yep.
Probably the, okay. So the motion is by Mr. Rutherford. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Brock. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. 7D is to approve the change order number 1 for New Tech System in the amount of $240,000 for the new Waco Elementary School project. So I'm going to ask you what
That's
this,
the audio enhancement change order for Waco that you're doing and all that they're helping to do. That's adding the audio enhancement piece.
This is what we
Which one?
went to Madison Kindergarten
Yeah.
Academy to see.
Yep.
We
Okay.
have this now, Kindergarten Academy.
yes. Okay. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Brock. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Cobb. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. For the change order number 1 for Cutter Pulliam Electric for $42,500 for the new Waco Elementary School project. Again,
Part of audio enhancement, so the
Okay.
later piece for audio enhancement.
okay. Do we have a motion? Motion by Mr. Rutherford. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Burford. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
And just to be clear, so people don't think we're out here spending money left and right, this was all part of our initial,
Yes.
we just happened to break it out in pieces.
Mhm.
So this is not really new stuff.
Yes. Absolutely.
7F, approve change order number 3, New Waco Elementary School. So this would be to approve the change order number 3 for Branscombe Construction Company in the amount of $5,311 for the New Waco Elementary School project. You want to, that's just the fees. Okay, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Cobb. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Rutherford. All in favor? Say aye. Motion carried. 7G, consider the HVAC renovation project at Madison Southern High School and Foley Middle School bid package 030, general trades to Branscombe Construction base bid and the alternate number 1 for $848,800. Do we have a motion? Motion by Mr. Rutherford. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Brock. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, 7H, declare Bellevue Learning Center surplus. This would be as part of the negotiations with the city of Richmond. Do we need to elaborate?
We're just
any?
declaring right now so we can start the process of
Right.
maneuver. Yep.
So can we get a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Brock, second by Mr. Rutherford. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. 7I, to hear and discuss the 2026 school calendar recommendations. Mr. Clark.
Thank you.
You didn't come back with like a 2-week vacation anymore, did you?
You gotta find it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.
So what you have there are 3 options for 26-27 school year. We floated those out to the calendar committee and they provided feedback. And those are the options. If you look at calendar number 3, the fall break is a week later, spring break's a week earlier than normal. Option 1 or 2 are very similar, with the exception option 1 has a PD on February the 15th. Option 2 has a holiday on February the 15th. The student last day on option 1 is May the 20th, and it's May 21st on option 2. And then on 11/3, option 1, there is nothing. In option 2, it is a PD day. So those are the differences. Spring break, fall break align up the first week of October and the first full week of April on both those options.
A lot of thought had to go into this, didn't it?
Yeah.
Just
A lot
to
of
get the
opinions.
differences, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot. And
It's good you limited to 3 choices.
Yeah.
And we accepted it. We got opinions from the community folks. We got opinions from elementary. We got opinions from administrators, middles and highs. So everybody weighed in.
Also, for a community model, they've seen it and talked to us about what they're going to try to do, kind of align with what we try to do.
Spring break.
Yep.
Fall break
Yep.
stuff.
I know people got real sideways when we moved fall break a few years ago. And I can't remember if we moved it a year or a week above or a week later.
I think it
and-
was a week later.
And they
It was a
were
week later.
all, you would have thought we,
Mhm. Well, we
So
used to
now
just-
it's a
we used
week
to just have
later.
2 days.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But it's a big puzzle. But after you do 170 days and 87 days, it's real, there's not a lot of movement that you can do with the calendar. So you just kind of, whether you want to start early, get out late, that type deal. just there's not a lot you can do with it.
This used to be your
Used to be mine
area. so,
15 years
yeah.
ago. Yeah. You know, a lot of people do the alternate calendar where you're like, oh my gosh, they don't start till after Labor Day. Yeah, well, they don't get out till second week of June.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah.
So
What, did we ask our teachers and staff?
That's
This, I'm sorry.
Yes, you're just approving those three options and then I'll put
Then
that
put
out
it
to
out
all
there.
the staff.
Okay.
Get their votes and bring you back a recommendation in December. And we want to do that before January. That way folks that work in an environment that they have to ask off
Mhm.
for days in January for the following year, that they can put that time in to be able to be with their families if they so choose.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, I don't think there's any action on this, just giving us a recommendation. And we'll look forward to hearing from if one wins.
All right.
Thank you.
you.
Okay. 7J is to approve the athletic training agreement.
Make a motion, we table this issue.
I'll second it.
Okay, a motion has been made by Mr. Rutherford and seconded by Ms. Brock to table 7J. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. 7K is to approve the New Horizons Academy KEDC Memorandum of Understanding.
it's just something we do with our, with KEDC each year. And it just gives another opportunity for folks who want to homeschool but not homeschool virtually with us. They can go with New Horizons.
Any questions? Not, I entertain the motion.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Cobb,
I'll second.
second by Ms. Burford. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
It was Ms. Brock that seconded.
Oh, yeah. Brock. Correct that.
Doesn't. I do it too.
I was looking at her. That count?
Yeah.
Okay, 7L, create and ratify a preschool paraeducator position. This position is split between Silver Creek and Shannon Johnson, which would be 2 days at each, and it's funded by the preschool funds. So in entertaining a motion to create and ratify a preschool paraeducator position 4 days per week at Silver Creek and Shannon Johnson.
There'll be one on Monday, Tuesday, the other Wednesday, Thursday.
So
Motion by Mr. Rutherford. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Cobb. I'm gonna start having y'all raise hands down there. Ms. Cobb. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. 7M, approve the contract for screen printing and embroidery.
So we opened
You
up,
feel it?
yes, we opened up a request for those who wanted to screen print and to get on the list for folks. And we've got several schools and a lot of people want t-shirts, this, that, and the other. So we opened that up in first gear. Good Impressions, Galaxy and Berea, Surge, and Minuteman Press are all companies that met the qualifications with the bid package we did. So those are the 5 that we hope to approve to get our business for the district.
I appreciate this. I think it's something we've needed for a while.
Yep.
Yeah, I appreciate us trying to use as much local as
Local.
we can.
Yeah.
All of them are.
Because
Yes.
they, a lot of these places donate a lot of
They
stuff
give
to
a lot
their
back.
team,
Yes.
so.
Yeah, a lot of
So-
shirts that the kids are wearing, a lot of times, they just say.
Yep.
Have
So they can go to any of these
any
5?
of these.
Okay, so entertain the motion to approve the contract for screen printing and embroidery as presented.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Burford. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Rutherford. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. 8, superintendent's report. Superintendent, Mr. Newley.
Okay, Tuesday was Veterans Day, and we'd like to thank all of our veterans that have and are continually fighting for our freedom. And we have, and hopefully don't take that for granted. We typically just focus on that one day, and we need to try to remember what they do for us each and every day. Want to thank all of our schools for their salute and honoring our veterans on Tuesday all across the district. I got to go to 3, as many as I could on Tuesday, and kids and veterans alike love to do that. The community loves to get involved, and from the folks who are newly in the military to those who can get out of their car and get into school, it's just great to see them. And the stories that they have is what it's all about. Because again, we tend to, hopefully we don't forget, but we tend to. So that was a great day on Tuesday. And also this morning, we had a fantastic morning with the Knights of Columbus. They met with all of our Family Youth Service Center workers and directors this morning, and they donated over 600 brand new winter coats for this winter. So they were thrilled. We were thrilled. Their Frisky folks were thrilled. And the gentleman that I talked to after it was over said if we needed more, especially for our high schools, we don't tend to forget them, but you kind of do because those kids wear a hoodie and they go on. And then a lot of times they don't say anything about it. Well, those kids are cold too, you know, and they need a jacket. So he told me before they left, if they needed bigger sizes, whatever, he'd make that happen. So that was a great morning. We've got a lot of kids. We've got 11,500 kids in this district. We got a lot of kids that are in need, and you never know when it's going to be bad cold. Like all of us on Monday, Sunday and Monday, it was, it took our breath when we went outside and it's 30. Well, we probably had plenty of coats to choose from in our closet, whatever matches what we're wearing. A lot of kids don't have that opportunity. And just for them to be able to open something new, it's a great sight to see for these kids. Get something out of a box that's brand new. So huge thank you to our Frisky folk and the Knights of Columbus for what they brought to us today.
Yeah.
That's my superintendent's report.
Is that the first time that we've had that kind of donation?
That big of a donation,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Mhm.
That's big.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, any comments from the board? Anybody got anything to say? I was kind of thinking you'd have a Veterans Day little program showcase for us here. We always get it for Veterans Day.
Well, I didn't, we'll work on that.
I mean, almost every year we see that something going on. And some of us work and I can't go to.
Well, I
those things.
understand. Yeah.
All right. If there is no comments, then entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Burford, no, Ms. Brock. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Rutherford. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. We are now adjourned.